Hello everyone, Tom with Capo Fetish. Today on the channel, we're going to talk about one of the greatest American composers from the 1960s, Burt Bacharach, and of course, lyricist Hal David. So I'm going to feature 10 of my favorite Burt Bacharach covers right now. I'm going to start off here with number 10. I used to have the soundtrack to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, but I think I purged it years ago. I couldn't find it in my collection. I think it was way too scratched. So anytime anything is way too scratched to play, it's purged, it's gone. But I do have it on this very best of Burt Bacharach. It's the great compilation that was put out in I think the early 2000s from Rhino. Really compact compilation, has about 16 tracks on it. And I always loved the melody of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head and that vocal by B.J. Thomas. And the way it was featured in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, I think it's just a fantastic track. What I love about Burt Bacharach's melodies is that there's that sort of melancholy tinge, but there's also kind of that uplifting tinge as well, that bittersweet kind of vibe, and that's kind of all over this track. I love the way it ends with that trumpet, that outro trumpet, fantastic stuff. Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head by B.J. Thomas from 1969, a fantastic Burt Bacharach track. The first time I ever heard Baby It's You was the Beatles. I heard it on the Introducing the Beatles album, but it was originally on the Please Please Me album. It was originally done by the Shirelles, but there's something about Lennon's vocal that just really lifts this version up skyward. Just fantastic. All those early Lennon vocals, I mean, let's face it, all the Lennon vocals are fantastic throughout the Beatles catalog. This is a great early Lennon vocal here, situated as track 3 on side 2 of the Please Please Me album. Great arrangement too from the rest of the guys. Baby It's You coming in at number 9 from the Beatles' Please Please Me album from 1963. God, I love Marilyn McCoo's vocal on One Less Bell to Answer. Oh my God. So amazing. Came out in 1970. And just that whole just summery vibe that the Fifth Dimension always puts out in their singles, and the backup vocals and just the arrangements. And her vocal is so gorgeous on this track. I just love One Less Bell to Answer from 1970. I think this is one of their last like major hits before she went on solo. But fantastic. Coming in at number 8, Fifth Dimension from 1970, One Less Bell to Answer. One of the first hits Dionne Warwick had for Burt Bacharach under the Burt Bacharach name is a song called Anyone Who Had a Heart. This came out in 1964. This is on the Scepter Records label. This is such an amazing track. I mean, let's face it, I think she's probably the best interpreter, at least for me, when it comes to Burt Bacharach material. The way she sings, so much emotion. Nobody really has a voice like Dionne Warwick, especially in these 60s sides. I just absolutely love this track. Anyone Who Had a Heart from 1964. I believe this is an original, the original sleeve as well. So Anyone Who Had a Heart, 64, Dionne Warwick, coming in at number 7. And of course, a song that is timeless, especially now since in this insane planet we're living in right now. A song that we should all be singing, What the World Needs Now Is Love by Jackie D. Shannon from 1965 on the Imperial record label. Just great track. And if you've ever listened to Breakfast of the Beatles on Sunday morning on KLOS, she does make an appearance every Sunday, keeping up with latest Beatles news and such. So if you ever stumble upon Breakfast with the Beatles on Sunday morning, I think it's on between 8 and 12. She's on there, makes a guest appearance. So yeah, What the World Needs Now Is Love. Indeed, Jackie, indeed. This is coming in for me at number 6. Love this track. Coming in at number 5, another one that's really a sentimental favorite. I remember like driving around in the car with my parents, very young age. This song was on AM radio. Another outstanding Dionne Warwick vocal. I love Do You Know the Way to San Jose? It's just such an amazing track. Those vocals, that melody. All these tracks too, they all sound different from one another, but they all have that same kind of melancholy vibe that Burt Bacharach puts out. So from 1968, Do You Know the Way to San Jose? A great Bacharach track and another just fantastic Dionne Warwick vocal. That's coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I love both versions of I Say a Little Prayer, but we're going to give a little tribute here to Aretha's version, which is just off the charts amazing. From the Aretha Now album from 1968, her version of I Say a Little Prayer is pretty much almost the definitive version, though I do love Dionne Warwick's as well. But the way Aretha Franklin just lifts this up and just it's just gospel and just beautiful and everything. This came out in 1968. Fantastic. There goes my blue light. Got to charge that battery again. So number 5 or number 4, Aretha Franklin's version of I Say a Little Prayer from 1968. Number 3, Love's version of My Little Red Book, originally off their self-titled album from Elektra. I guess Bacharach did not like their arrangement too well. I think it's really fantastic, that start, do 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 do. Love that, and just the whole kind of darkness about it. Fantastic. You know, the weird thing is I've never really heard the original version. I need to pull that up, at least in demo form from Bacharach, see what that sounds like to compare, because this is really the only version I've ever really heard of My Little Red Book. So it's a great track. It starts off with an amazing album. And for me, coming in at number 3 from 1966, My Little Red Book from Love's debut album. Coming in at number 2, one of the greatest songs ever written, period, by anybody, is Dionne Warwick's vocal on Walk On By from 1964. This is a record store release. I can't remember what record store day this was. Maybe about 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. But they released on one side, Walk On By, the Dionne Warwick version. And then on the flip side, they have the Stranglers version of Walk On By. So it's kind of cool. You get 2 different versions. It's on blue vinyl there. But that original version, though, of Walk On By, is just magic. Pure freaking magic. So that's coming in at number 2 for me on my list of favorite Bacharach cover songs. But number 1 for me, hands down, I think this is one of the greatest songs of all time. And this particular version was in a film called Casino Royale from 1967. It was a James Bond film. And it is Dusty Springfield's version of The Look of Love. This is an original single on the Philips label. What can you say about this? This might be my favorite Dusty Springfield vocal of all time. It's so sensual. It's so gorgeous. The arrangement, the orchestration, incredible stuff. This is just absolute pure frigging magic right here. So this for me is my favorite Burt Bacharach cover. The Look of Love by Dusty Springfield from 1967. It just really takes you somewhere. Amazing. Just gorgeous. So those are my 10 favorite Burt Bacharach covers. What are your favorite Burt Bacharach covers? There are a shitload of them out there. In fact, it was hard to even kind of dwindle it down to just 10, but I didn't want the video to go on forever. I know we have a short attention span. I surely do. So that's why I try to make these videos not too long. So anyway, that's it for me. Put your favorites in the comments section, your favorite Burt Bacharach covers. As always, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.